play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombs Tastingo gonna find Rainer.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nexus Gaming Series. We're back in the playoffs, and we are all set up and ready to go here for the number 4 and number 5 teams here, Archon and Chicken Nuggets. In just a moment, we're going to check out the standings. We're going to check out the bracket so that we can see just how things are going for these teams. And then we're going to hop into the maps and the draft. So give me just 1 second to finish one thing here. I thought I'd be able to be done by that point. There we go. All right, so taking a quick peek at the standings, we'll start with the bracket. So Perfect Gems over Phoenix Rising Topaz. I believe that was actually a forfeit. The Perfect Gems moving on. They were the number 1 seed. We see Archon and Chicken Nuggets here. So far, Anti-Clown Association has moved on over Sky 5 2-0, and Regen taking the 2-1 victory over Rewind. Our map bans here tonight going to be from Archon, going to be the ban on Braxis Holdout and Alterac Pass. Chicken Nuggets banning out Infernal Shrines and Sky Temple. Our first game of the night is going to be none other than Dragonshire. All right then, if you've been sticking with us from the Div C matchup, you'll see some familiar heroes here probably, but you'll also see some differences. And right away we see the first ban coming out from Archon. They don't want to deal with that. Cho'Gall has been a very strong presence in the higher divisions, hasn't quite trickled much down into the lower divisions, but definitely is a force to be reckoned with up here. So he's out. We're also going to see Maiev. I haven't seen a lot of Maiev. She just hasn't been played that much, pretty much in any of the divisions. So looking forward to seeing that one, and as well as seeing what we're going to combo with it. But we do see that Oriole Deathwing ban out here from Chicken Nuggets, as those are 2 other heroes that still provide a lot of value, and even with the nerfs to Resurrect, it's still strong. Still strong. Let's see. Heroic Div for Archon versus number 5 Chicken Nuggets. I didn't show the standings. Oh well. They're there. You guys know where to look for them. Jaina going to be the 3rd and final ban here for Archon. A murder! It's good to see ya. So glad you could be in tonight. I hear you have a birthday coming up soon, so happy birthday in advance. Isn't it nice to have things like Facebook to tell us all of the birth dates of everybody we know? Junkrat going to be another hero we don't see a whole lot of here. Going to be the pickup here to go along with the new and improved Rainer. And we're going to see Anduin coming in to round out this comp. Oh, I missed it. Johanna. So we got Yrel, Murden, Tyrande, and Maiev looking for somebody to put damage into that Warden's Cage. So they already got rid of the Jaina. Who's it gonna be? Orphea? It could be Kael'thas. It's gonna be Gul'dan. Alrighty, let's see. So that's all correct. Hopefully I don't have to swap people around. Let's go Coach Drunk. Got a couple of coaches on these teams here. Oh, good thing I checked that because they did just swap it. Oh, they swapped back. Drunk Dwarf put up that recent article on the NGS website. Make sure you go check that out. Talking about solo laners. All right, who do you think is going to win game number 1? Is it going to be Archon, the first pick here, or is it going to be Chicken Nuggets with the map pick? Vote in chat. Hit the drop down at the top left. I'm sorry, top right of your screen. I missed that NA secret. What was that NA secret we were talking about earlier? Oh, high performing androids. Got it. Anyways, hit the top right of your screen. Hit the drop down. Select which hero or team rather you think is going to win or that you want to win. Hit the vote button, and then we'll see a little pop-up that tells us who chat determines will win the game. Chat so far tonight, batting 1,000. All right, let's get into this game. Starting off on the left, we've got Archon. It's going to be Typhal on Rainer. Midnight Haze playing the Junkrat, I think that is. Jahan going to be played by JTR, Fatal Rampage on the Rexar. And Little Beck's going to be playing the Anduin. And over here for the Chicken Nuggies, we got August playing Tyrande, Drunk Dwarf on the Yrel, Etan. Going to be on that Maiev, Houdini on Gul'dan, and Honest Abe playing a little bit of Muradin. And you know what? If Houdini doesn't take Demonic Circle, I quit. Like, straight up, I quit. I feel like that's just the automatic, you have to take it talent, right? I mean, right? I mean, come on, chat. Somebody agree with me or disagree with me. That's fine too. Junkrat, however, going to get the root along with that concussion mine onto the Muradin, but the Condemn actually pulling him in from the Dwarf Toss. We've got Misha up in the top lane here with Yrel. Looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Yrel does have the ability to jump on the Rexar, but Misha can charge anytime she's popping off that Avenging Wrath. So once that Avenging Wrath gets charged up, expect to see those charges. Seeing this camp invade, which doesn't exist yet, so just really setting up the play. All of the votes in favor of Chicken Nuggets. All one of you. But we'll see. We'll see. Does chat continue on with their 100% win rate on the votes tonight? You'll have to stay tuned in to find out. Now, both of the camps are on their siege camps. Both of the teams. Johanna very far forward, but is able to pop that unstoppable. Also has hold your ground, so is able to get those shields larger and have them more often. So lots of unstoppables available for the Johanna. Yrel's going to jump over that wall to try to stall out this dragon shrine. Is going to be able to trigger it just with that one knockback. Checking out in the bot lane here, the big stuns coming out onto Rainer. Getting a nice heal from Anduin, so Rainer is not going to fall. But the channel once again available here for Archon. As once again, Yrel losing that channel to the Misha. But able to do pretty decently in the lane still. Still a lot of brawling going on down here in the bot lane. We see heroes getting very low. Johanna coming in with the Condemn, looking for that big punish. But those heroes are also low. Houdini has no health or mana, which of course he can turn his health into mana. But just doesn't have anything. Is now getting healed up by August. And Muradin did get a few moments there on the point, but not enough to break the channel. So Maiev and Junkrat hanging out in the middle. A little bit of a dance here. Junkrat does have that trap, and it's gonna be the what's that called? Chattering Teeth, right? But Junkrat very low now, has to pull back, taking all that damage from the Maiev and the lane. Yrel here is gonna be able to rotate in. I think she's able to trigger this now. Yeah, she's able to flip that. Rexar not quite able to get the Misha, so that's gonna give the rest of Chicken Nuggets the opportunity to pull back and kind of refresh, get some more health and mana. Muradin went up there to try to get the pull onto the Junkrat. But Junkrat's playing safe enough that not really of major consequence there. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a temporary 3v2 turns into an even fight as Murden coming in is going to get the dwarf toss out. So no kills in this yet. Big condemn, almost 4 minutes into the game there. August getting very low on the Tyrande with Johanna right up in Tyrande's face. But still able to keep everybody up. Level 7's available for both teams, so very close game in XP. And you see they're... Oh, my goodness. Are they able to get this now? There's a rotation down in the bot lane. Junkrat is heading there, but Yrel is on the way as well. Johanna and Raynor able to stall them out pretty well here, but Junkrat not quite able to get there. Didn't recognize in time, I think, that that he had the potential. And Junkrat now getting pulled in with that tether, and that's first blood 4.5 minutes into the game. But in the bot lane, Gul'dan and Murden so very low. Murden doesn't have enough mana to jump at this point, I believe. But he's all right. And he did take, so this is an upgraded talent here, Dwarf Block. So when he uses Dwarf Toss, he gets 4 charges of block. And that's 75 armor for those. So that's pretty significant. Lasts for 10 seconds. So it's really helpful if you've got, you know, Murden diving in, say, to deal with some of those Raynor attacks. Siege Camp is going to be coming down here, and it's just Johanna on the point. Not enough damage to break the shield, so Tyrande's Luna Flare, while hitting, did not get the stun. And now, for the first time this game so far, the red team, Chicken Nuggets, picking up the channel. Maiev gonna get a double tether here, looking for this kill, and they do get it onto the Anduin here. Tythel might fall as well as Gul'dan gets the corruption out there. 33 stacks on Echoed Corruption so far, and we see Maiev heading up toward the middle here to see if she can't potentially pick this up. Yrel doesn't have a lot of mana, so she can't really afford to try to push Misha off the point. But in the bot lane, getting the wall down, getting the bottom tower down, and that's going to give the XP advantage, level 10 advantage now, over to Chicken Nuggets. And I don't think they're done here. This is just the tank and healer, so I mean, as long as they can keep their minions doing some damage, they can get some value. But they are pulling back now. Raynor making it to the fight here. Big Riptire. There goes the Light Bomb and Falling Sword. Almost enough to kill out Gul'dan outright, but trying to get that life drain, not enough. And now Murden in danger, has the Avatar procced, is going to get that second wind, but doesn't have a lot of mana, so couldn't Dwarf Toss. But was able to just, you know, kind of mount up and walk right on past the Johanna. Meanwhile, in the mid lane here, calling for the assist. We get that Warden's tether there onto Rexxar, the body, as opposed to Misha. And it's going to be Warden's Cage going out. Johanna just says, yeah, I don't care. But you know what? Rexxar cares. Gonna fall thanks to the return of Maiev there. And JTR here also going to fall. The duo of Maiev and Yrel getting some work done. They might even get the Raynor here, popping Ardent Defender just to make sure that the towers don't do too much damage to the Yrel. And Yrel's going to head up into the top lane. She doesn't have the Divine Steed, so she's not getting that big burst of movement speed up into the top lane, but she does have the ability to jump over that wall. And Maiev looking to pick up the Dragon Knight as soon as that channel begins. And this is going to be the first Dragon Knight of the game going over to the Chicken Nuggets. Rexxar heading up into the top lane to counter Yrel. But again, wave here. We got Gul'dan and Tyrande working on that bottom fort. And the Dragon Knight going to pick up the towers. Gathering that XP that's just locked behind those towers. A little bit of a boost. Not a ton. I mean, those towers are basically 2 to 3 minions, so it's not a huge thing. But it is an extra wave's worth of minions. So I mean, it does give them a little bit of an advantage. They're about a half a level ahead here. Johanna's going in, has that subdue talent, so a big slow 80% onto heroes when she hits multiple heroes with that punish. Yrel diving over the wall, looking for the Rexxar. Misha's going to charge to get the stun out there and prevent any further potential threat. And here come the Boars and the the Riptire looking for the kill onto Tyrande or Gul'dan. Not quite able to get it. The Light Bomb, Falling Sword gonna land onto Tyrande, but it's Gul'dan who's going to be the target there behind. Midnight Haze having to use the Concussion Mine to get out of danger, but there's the tether from Maiev. JTR running with it is going to fall next. So a 2-for-1 trade here so far in favor of Chicken Nuggets, but Avatar popped. Murden looking for the Rexar, but may end up paying for it. Big tether there from Maiev, and it looks like a bit of a misplay there. Murden didn't quite have the health required there to deal with the fact that the tower shots were coming in. And it looks like this disengage should be successful. Yrel has enough mana. She can jump over a wall if she absolutely needs to. But that's not required. Archon able to pull back. And the kill count 8-3 so far here in favor of the Chicken Nuggets. So far they've looked like a very strong team on this map. Keeping their camps going, getting the kind of the one-off kills, but also getting some multi-kills in there as well. So we are going to see the bruiser camps being sent out top lane for both sides. And this is going to help the solo laners a bit if either side can get a little structure damage. We saw the tower down here on the side of Chicken Nuggets, and Junkrat's going to go ahead and boop that mage over the wall, so that's going to die pretty quickly. Riptire coming in is going to land onto the Maiev. But Fatal Rampage, being a little far forward there, is going to get knocked back, but it's actually Maiev who's going to have to run away. Ardent Defender is used, and this time Yrel doesn't have a whole lot of mana, so they're going to be just fine. Raynor, however, getting the kill down in the bot lane to the Tyrande. And you know what? Gul'dan, he's toast too. Just not in a great place right there. I didn't actually see what happened because, of course, we were talking so much about the solo lane. But it looks like Archon coming down, picking up that bottom camp. Junkrat this time might be able to make it. We see the danger pick. Oh no, the ranged minion! The archer minions are just MVP on this map. They're absolute monsters. Interrupted the Junkrat and ultimately meant that Archon doesn't get the channel here. Yrel might be in danger. Oh, if that swoop had just hit. But there's not enough. He doesn't have enough mana. He used it all on the swoop. Couldn't quite get the kill with that Misha charge. But in the bot lane here, Riptire coming in, gets stunned out. Gonna knock back the Tyrande. The Light Bomb as well coming in. But she is gonna make it out thanks to that Warden's Cage. However, Murden is in big danger. We see the danger pings calling him out. And there's the Sledgehammer, or I'm sorry, the what's his base trade called? Stormbolt quest is going to be completed. Avatar used a lot of healing from that second wind, and Maev's coming back in. So this is 4-on-4 as the solo laner's in the mid lane there. Rexar getting very low, but I think he's safe. Yeah, he's safe. We'll come back down here. And we see Maev looking for some targets here. Murden diving in, but gets knocked back by the Raynor, and that's going to be the end of this aggression. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Yrel's here, so if she can get a stun, there's the landing onto Raynor, but the knockback, or rather the concussion mine, disrupting the engagement, and it's actually Tyrande who's going to fall. Gul'dan's going to get caught there, slowed and then caught by the chattering teeth. I don't know that there's... Oh, you know what? That boar might be enough damage, unless she jumps over it. So Maiev is going to be able to make it out, so a 2-for-0 trade there in favor of Archon. We'll see if Rexar is able to pick up the... I hate this. We just saw this. The interaction with this Dragon Knight is absolute garbage. It's so easy. You know, you click on the Dragon Knight, you're like, hey, all right, I'm going to go in. And then your hero's like, hold up. I got to take a scenic route. I want to go all the way around the dragon. Like, come on, guys. Fix that. Minor rant. And the owl coming in is it reduces damage, so it's, you know, it's a non-zero benefit there. Yrel in behind here might be looking. We've got the Warden's Cage, big Horrify coming in. Johanna's getting feared there, but Anduin is the first to fall. Riptire coming out as well here. Honest Abe does have Avatar available. Hasn't used it just yet. Hasn't really felt the need to. And looking to get this Dragonite. The Dragonite not quite able to get the pump, but the big stun onto Rexar. Johanna coming in with the Condemn. Tyrande is going to be the one to fall. And here comes that Falling Sword. So many heroes on the side of Chicken Nuggets, just very low. And they're just dropping like flies everywhere. Ardent Defender's going to go out to make sure that Yrel does not join them. But Muradin doesn't have a lot of health here. Cannot get the second wind activated just yet. The Chattering Teeth coming out. And Johanna using that flashlight to make sure that the second wind doesn't proc for Muradin. 9 kills to 11, so we're evening up in these kills. The structure count basically the same, although a little bit more value here for Chicken Nuggets so far. And not only that, but really Chicken Nuggets has the better fort down, right? I mean, mid fort as compared to bottom fort, but definitely in favor of Chicken Nuggets. However, Archon pulling ahead in the XP game, sitting about 1 full level ahead. And they know that they're here. So, seeing the danger pings. Oh, Muradin, just a little bit too late. I think if Muradin saw that it was just the Rainer and the Anduin, like, he might have even just gone in and said, hey, guys, come on. But not this time. Half a level until level 20. So we'll see, does Chicken Nuggets go ahead and kind of play a little bit more conservatively, gathering their soak? Or do they try to take a fight here before the level 20 comes up? At least so far with Yrel in the top lane, Bruiser Camp's coming in. It doesn't look like they're going to take a fight. It looks like they're probably going to try to just focus on defending and getting their level 20s shortly after. And this will help. Getting the bottom camp will give them a little bit of a boost of XP, as level 20 is now available for Archon. There's a camp for them to deal with, so Chicken Nuggets have the vision. They know exactly where all of the heroes are here. Muradin trying to slow out the rotation in, but they do get that Bruiser Camp. And now level 20 is coming online in just a moment here for Chicken Nuggets, as the bottom channel and the top channel going over to Archon. And this is it. Both teams level 20. They both have a fort down, so the Dragon Knight could go into a keep, possibly to core, with enough kill pressure. But so far, while the Dragon Knight is available for Archon, it's not going to get picked up yet. Yrel trying to keep pressure with this Bruiser Camp. But this is essentially a 3-on-4 in the bot lane. And it's going even. Maiev might be rotating up into the top to see if she can't help with the Rexar. And it looks like Yrel is going to get some damage there onto Misha. The Feigned Death coming out, so nice use there. We get the Flying Sword after the Light Bomb, and missing the Tyrande, but she does get it with that flashlight. And that kill may help them pick up this Dragon Knight now. The Danger Ping's called as we see Maiev rushing to the assistance of Yrel. Possibly, maybe not. And I think that, yeah, it's enough time. They're gonna flip this over. Almost. Raynor was almost there, and now Raynor's in a lot of danger here. Does have the healing to come in from Anduin. So, just fine. Gonna be just fine. But the rest of the team's rotating down here, including Rexar. So we've got a 5-on-4 coming up here with Honest Abe sitting at about half health. Gonna be a tough place for Chicken Nuggets here. Maev's gonna head up to the mid and continue on. I think she was planning to continue on, but the Junkrat trap prevented that. And now Misha's chasing after the Maiev. The rest of the team coming in here to stall out as Maiev heading up into the top lane. Junkrat's gonna get that concussion mine onto Yrel. She's able to jump around here. And it looks like the trigger is going to switch, but it's not gonna matter as Muradin gonna get blown up. Ardent Defender used there to keep Yrel alive. And I guess maybe it doesn't count as a staggered death because they didn't have anybody dead at the time, but it was still an uneven fight, and they did just have a death, so maybe it counts. I don't know. Channel now, this time, should be coming up here in just a moment. Never mind. We got action in the bot lane. And they're able to stall it out. Crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Playing a game of back and forth, a little bit of tic-tac-toe or connect fours, trying to get the shrines to line up. I did want to check here. This says targets, right? Targets below 50. So I'm assuming, yeah, so that works on structures. So I mean, Raynor can put in a lot of work on these structures if they get under half as well. So that includes a core. Riptire coming out looking for the Gul'dan. Gul'dan did not take the demonic circle, so Houdini's gonna get taken out. Rexar coming in with the boars as well. Yrel using that unstoppable to prevent. But everybody on the side of Archon taking so much damage here from Maiev, using the Fan of Knife resets to just shred those health bars. Can Rexar get it? And it does look like he's able to get it, so no Gul'dan. And here comes the Dragon Knight. Now, MURDA in danger. I don't know that he's got Dwarf Toss yet. He does. He's good. He's cool. He's chilling. And the Dragon Knight clearing up the lane so that the minions can march their way forward, eventually take some of these shots. But this fort is just going to fall so quickly. Let's check in. How much is the damage here from Rexar? Rexar is doing 400, and it's like 200% bonus to, or 300% bonus to structures. It's a lot. However, Riptire getting value on the first round, giving him the reset onto the second, and with that explosion, still, check it out, under 20 seconds on the return. So he's gonna have Riptire in this fight once again, and they make their way onto the core. Archon sitting at 50% on the Dragon Knight here. Maiev coming in, there's the light bomb, looking for the falling sword, does get it. The Horrify coming out, they're gonna be able to take out Anduin. And however, Etan getting very low, the Dragon Knight going to fall. Could this be a defense? 85%, Fatal Rampage falling very low, gets pulled back in by the Maiev, has the Feigned Death, but it's the Holy Bolts coming out from Johanna, reducing the cooldown of that falling sword, and it doesn't matter, she's gonna fall. Rexar as well. So it's just Junkrat and Raynor now to defend against the full 5-man squad of Chicken Nuggets with that big defense on their core. The big stun onto Tythel. MURDA gonna be able to lock down the Raynor, and they're gonna continue on. They don't have any minions, and Yrel is very low, so they're gonna have to be a little bit careful here. Anduin's coming up in 13 seconds, but it's still 25 seconds until Rexar and Johanna. But check it out, they're all so close together. Riptire getting instant reset, and here it comes once again. Can Junkrat push this whole team back? Can he even get some kills maybe? Reset all the way down to 15 seconds, and Junkrat successfully defends against the full team. Doesn't even lose the keep. Barely loses any of the keep wall. Murad and MURDA just murdered Joe, indeed.
Another chance to prove yourself worthy. Do not squander.
And MURDA watching this siege camp. We get the siege camp, we get the bruiser camp picked up here by Chicken Nuggets, and the next Dragon Knight is coming up. We got keep down on the side of Chicken Nuggets. Only the wall down, but if Chicken Nuggets can get the Dragon Knight, they can go through that keep. They can find themselves on the core. Each of the shrines picked up by the opposite teams here. So Yrel once again versus the Misha up in the top lane. The rotation possibly coming in looking for the Rexar. Rexar does have the Feigned Death, calls for the assist. Maev's not going to be able to get that tether out. But the rotation coming in from the rest of the team. Misha's going to get the charge onto Maiev. Now the boar's coming out to root here, so a lot of the team's still behind for chicken nuggets. But they're all right. Yrel popping that Ardent Defender. Blind coming out as well. Here comes a Light Bomb and Falling Sword into the backline, taking tons of damage here. Johanna's got him low, but Yrel very far forward, all by herself. Gonna be the one to fall. MURDA had to pull back to try to defend against the threat going into the team, but right now with the channel here and that kill onto Yrel, looks like Johanna's gonna pick up this Dragon Knight, and I think that this time they're gonna finish what they started. Heading on to the core, the siege camp has already pushed up the bottom lane, and the Dragon Knight on its way is going to head off through the bot lane. Has a minute and a half of time. 27 seconds until Yrel will be back. Avatar popped here. We've got Misha getting the stun onto MURDA, forcing that out. And there goes the root onto both Tyrande and MURDA coming from the boars. But they're on their way on the core here. Feign Death used to address that corruption here. MURDA diving in, trying to keep the damage from making their way to the core, but it's not going to matter. Raynor and a Dragon Knight on the core, along with a little bit of a Riptire. Why not? Game number 1 going over to Archon. $13 kills to 15, a very close game as far as kill count, and really a lot of that game was pretty close. The structures were pretty close. The kills, the XP wasn't too far off for most of the game. I mean, this is a good representation of the number 4 and number 5 team out of Heroic. Take a look at these talents here as well. And I did mention earlier I wanted to show the standings, but I didn't actually show them. I just showed the bracket. So let's actually take a quick peek, see where these teams ended at the end of the season here. So obviously we know that they're number 4 and number 5. So 18 and 17 in points. A little bit ahead of Rewind, a little bit behind Regen. The number 1 team there, 24 points being from Perfect Gems. So a little bit of a clear step ladder here for Heroic Division, whereas, you know, certain other divisions, lots of ties, tiebreakers, all that good stuff. Overall, pretty clear how Heroic played out. And let's see, so that was Archon with that one, so let's give them the point on the bracket. Did it go? Yes, it did. All right, everybody, we'll be back in just a minute. Gonna take a short break, gather a little bit of water, and see where we're gonna go next. We'll be back in just a moment.
When I was young, I lived a life of recklessness. In my selfishness, I inflicted pain and hurt those I cared for. I have learned many lessons in my struggles with doubt and fear. Balance and harmony are not easily attained. They must be fought for! But on my journey, I have learned another lesson. You do not have to fight alone.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are all set up and ready to go for game number 2. Our second game here is going to be on Battlefield of Eternity. This was the selection of Archon, especially with the first pick being kind of the priority since the Oriole Deathwing ban meta. So we'll see if the bans change at all, or if we continue to see the Oriole Deathwing Cho'Gall setup. And it is important to note that, just like we saw in last game, you know, Cho'Gall becomes a potential ban by the first ban team. Oh, wrong one. That was from last game. Sorry, guys. Because the first pick team can't pick Cho'Gall. The first team that can pick Cho'Gall is the map pick team, and this is a 2-lane map. I mean, I think that it's very possible that a Cho'Gall would be picked here, so I kind of expect to see it banned out. But we'll see. With it switching sides, Oriole and Deathwing were the bans here, as well as Stukov last game from Chicken Nuggets. We'll see if they stick with any of those. I imagine not the Oriole and Deathwing. I imagine that they leave those on the table and give Archon the opportunity to ban those out. I'm going to start off with the Ana. XR, okay. All caught up. Here we... And there goes the Deathwing. Alright, so banning out the Ana. So they specifically like to target the healer. Or at least they did in the last game, right? It was their only leftover ban was the Stukov. So interested to see if they continue focusing on that individual onto Little Bex there. It's gonna be Johanna. So no Falling Sword Light Bomb combination in this game coming. Also want to shout out Cyber Silver Fatal, which I assume is Fatal Rampage, and Midnight Haze for the follows. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Final ban of the first phase, it's going to be the ETC. So Ariel left available, Cho'Gall left available. Not sure. Man, if your first pick going into that, Oriole seems like it might be a risky play even. If you want to take a 5-second cooldown into a what's that called again? Cho's ultimate that pulls the people in. Whatever. The ultimate that pulls people in, whatever that is. If you want to take that into that, then you know, have some fun. Good luck. All right, we're sticking with the Rainer, and we're gonna get the Leeming as well. A couple of strong heroes for Battlefield of Eternity. Valuable for both the potential team fight, but also for their Immortal Burn. And with Rainer's upgraded talents, Exterminator on the boss or on the Immortal is absolutely crazy. And you know what? It's almost like Etan was watching the commercials, saw the video of Genji and Diva, and was like, you know what? All right, let's play a little bit of Genji. And to go along with that, we see his brother. Gonna be the Hanzo. Uther going to be the final ban here for Archon. And what do we see out of Chicken Nuggets? I assume we're going to see a ban onto somebody that would lock down Genji, like Varian? Did they worry about Varian here? ETC's already banned. Murden's picked out. I mean, Varian's the point click stun, or point click taunt. Alright, Morganus. Fair enough, yeah. Okay, I have to root for Archon now, says Monkus. Why are we rooting for Archon? Because of the Genji? Because they took the both brothers? The Shimada brothers? Fair enough. Well, you know what? We're not going to see an orb build, I don't think, with the Genji. I don't think we... Well, I mean, we could. But I don't think we're going to see the 13 glass cannon. But it is going to be Garrosh and Lucio. Garrosh is the other hero that has the taunt, so I was kind of thinking that might have been the other play. And then Lucio, of course, giving him the speed boost for that engage. It's going to be the Chen and Rhaegar, so a couple of heroes that, at least, if nothing else, have the ability to kind of maneuver their way around the battlefield, whether it's Chen with his flying kick, Rhaegar with the Ghost Wolf. Ah. Hey, you wanna come say hi? Come say hi real quick. I know. I'm irritating you. And it's gonna be Arthas. So Arthas could be interesting into the Genji. Say hi to everybody. We've got double Alpha, everybody. Alpha facing the opposite direction of her portrait, and it looks like nobody's changing heroes, so that's good. That's good. Here you go. Why don't you sit here, huh? All right, let's get this vote going in chat. All right, who do you think is going to win game number 2? Is it going to be Archon taking us 2-0 in a domination victory? Or is it going to be Chicken Nuggets? Are they going to pull this off and take us to a game number 3? Let's find out. Vote in chat, top right of your screen, hit the drop down, select the team, hit the vote button. If you don't hit the vote button, you may as well move to Florida. On the left, we've got Archon. It's going to be Midnight Haze on the Li Ming. Little Bex playing the Lucio. JTR on the Garrosh. Tythel on the Raynor. And Arthas on the... going to be played by Fatal Rampage.
The battle begins in...
Off to the right, we got Chicken Nuggets. August going to be playing that Rhaegar. Etan on the Genji. Houdini on the Hanzo. Honest Abe back on the Muradin. Up in the top, Chen going to be played by Drunk Dwarf. Virtuoso Arthas and Garrosh with a Lucio. Terrifying. Absolutely, right? I mean, those are two of the slowest heroes in the game. They have absolutely no way to get any kind of movement speed until, I guess, level 20 for Arthas, right? That's advanced level 20, I think. So, but Lucio, yeah, he can just be like, yo, let's go in. Let's make that happen. Genji's coming up to rotate in onto the Arthas here. Does get the Swift Strike in, looking for that damage, and Arthas is going to get the root. Is it enough? Genji trying to make use of that deflect, but Arthas turns off the Frozen Tempest, so is not going to take too much damage from that deflect. But that's going to give a little bit of value here in the bot lane for Archon, as they're going to be able to push, and they ended up getting him anyways. Arthas going back out in the lane. Why did he go back into the lane? I thought for sure that Arthas was safe. I don't understand. But first blood going over there, and we see the Garrosh rotating up here. Chen and Genji, I mean, these guys can zip around. So Garrosh is going to have to tap there. And all that advantage that potentially Archon could have had here in the bot lane, kind of going away there. Genji coming in onto the bot lane now, but so is Garrosh. Gonna be able to look for the Hanzo here, and that is going to be just a quick turn and burn, as Hanzo now going to be the next casualty in this eternal fight between Archon and Chicken Nuggets on Battlefield of Eternity. Immortals just 30 seconds away from their announcement. And we do see the siege camp here in the bot lane going to be picked up by Archon, so going to have a little bit of an XP boost there. The throw onto Rhaegar, the stun, the knockback, and booping away as well. So Rhaegar going to be the next one to fall to the row combo. Cannot vote on PS4. Well, that stinks. But you know what? That's okay. You know what? It's okay. I appreciate that you're here watching the show from your PS4. All right, Shaman camps gonna be picked up here in just a moment. What do we get out of Raynor? Raynor went ace in the hole, so did not go for that exterminator. We do have Li Ming taking the force armor here at level 1, so it's gonna have that extra mana regen. Also the orb at 4 for the cooldown reduction when hitting a hero, but also the mana return. So a lot of mana return ability here for Li Ming. We'll see what she takes at 4. Arthas coming down. Chen diving in after the Raynor here. Does have the Immortal stun behind him. But that was it. Team was pretty far away, but Drunk Dwarf able to go ahead and kick on out of there. Etan on Genji getting very low as well. So right now 5 on 4. Never mind. 5 on 5. They all made it. We're all at the party. And Chen diving in. They got Tythel in between the tanks here, but he's going to get that adrenaline rush and make it out. Drunk Dwarf using the kick to jump onto the Immortal here. And not a whole lot of health there on the Chen, so not a big deal. So, okay, let's go ahead and come back to that. Not sure what the pause is about, but I'm sure there's a, good positive reason for it. Apparently Discord is having problems. Apparently now they're good, so we will come back to the game. Was there a countdown? Did they do it? Yeah, I guess they did. Okay. That was just really fast. Halftime procced. Oh, I got us on the draft. Let's go to the game. Halftime procced there, and MURDA gets thrown in, but has the dwarf toss out. The root out onto the Rhaegar, and I don't think Rhaegar makes it out of this one. In fact, MURDA might even be in a little bit of danger, but is going to be able to dwarf toss out. The push off coming from Lucio, diving in, possibly looking for that knockback, but just not quite able to get it. And level 7's coming up soon for Archon, so that'll give us a little bit more flavor as to what we can expect from the Li Ming. All kinds of assist pings going out here by the Garrosh. And you know what? MURDA's low enough. I think Garrosh could have just thrown the MURDA in there. Immortal race getting very close here as Raynor making progress, but it looks like it's probably going to go over here to Chicken Nuggets. Right? Yeah, that's right. For a moment there, I was questioning when the Immortal landed that I had the right one. Tythel really is the best. Fair enough. Alright, so it is going to be Calamity out of Li Ming. And level 7's now picked up as well for Chicken Nuggets, so they're going to get some push down here. Now, Arthas is coming in behind, so this will be a 5 on 4 uneven fight here. Garrosh looking for a target. Might decide to throw the MURDA in here. I was going to say, if he even needs to. They were able to keep him slow. And they mean getting the resets there. Interesting enough, we've got Arthas going into the Q talents as well. So Deathlord, Immortal Coil, getting the additional healing, getting the cooldown reduction and range on that Death Coil. So some of those talents were adjusted relatively recently, like, I don't know, month and a half ago, something like that. So it is interesting to see that variation in the talents. Right, because we don't see the Icebound Fortitude at level 7, which was pretty much a staple for Arthas, just in general. We're done. Oh, Mongoose. All right, so Genji's rotating back down here. Chen versus Arthas still kind of hanging out in the top lane. And that's a tough matchup for Chen, I think. There's the throw onto MURDA. He's going to jump right back out, as there was no stun. There's the stun completion quest for Garrosh, so he'll have his stuns a little bit more often. 2 seconds faster on his cooldown. Party mix completed for the Lucio as well in there. 14 stacks so far for MURDA on the Stormbolt quest, so Hanzo just about done with his Stormbolt. Or his, his scatter arrows. But both of these heroes, check them out. They're both full. Or close enough to it to basically say that they're full. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I guessed. Yeah, I mean, especially into the Chen, especially with Frostmourne Hungers, or Eternal Hunger rather. Stacking up, getting additional damage, the additional mana, like that just seems like it's a constant sustained fight for Arthas here. Shaman Camp is going to get picked up. Level 10s are here for Archon. So they're a little bit ahead in the XP race. Level 10's coming up soon for Chicken Nuggets. We see them kind of split out. Let's zoom out so we can see this here. Raynor and Li Ming focusing on the Immortal. Getting some pretty decent damage out on that. Looking to get to halftime pretty soon here, as level 10's now available for Chicken Nuggets. And so they're going to start working on their Immortal, get what they can before the halftime. And here comes the halftime show. Storm, Earth, and Fire coming in. We see the sound barrier as Dragon Arrow coming in. Lucio going to get just destroyed. Chen getting so much value out of that combination there. And Garrosh going to throw out one of the Chen stacks, but the big Warlord's Challenge. Is it enough? Nah. Genji just Swift Strikes in. Honest Abe, however, taking boatloads of damage from the fort, is going to keep tanking it as Rhaegar getting the kill onto the Li Ming. And it's just Raynor and Arthas now to defend this. Raynor's going to go up and clean up that Shaman Camp up in the top. A little bit of value in the bot lane as well here for Archon. What happened to the game overlay? Oh, I'm using the wrong one. There we go. Man, I'm just NA caster tonight. Genji gonna pop that deflect and jump right on out of there, using that cyber agility. Chen, however, gets rooted, gets the cleanse coming out from Rhaegar. And Lucio, using that reverse amp, did get the slow out there onto MURDA for a brief moment, but he uses that dwarf toss to get right out of danger. Etan coming in, trying to get some damage here. We see that the rest of the team on their way, but having to tap, they're not gonna make it here in time. And this is going to be the second objective going over to Archon. What's the MC? What's the MC? I'm not, Turbo Tiger, I'm not sure what the question is, if you could clarify for me. Short death timers, OP. There's the throw from Garrosh, so that's going to be down here for a few moments. Arthas this time remaining in the bottom lane, as Chen coming up. Possibly looking for a combination. Doesn't have Storm, Earth, and Fire yet. Does kick in. Just a few seconds away, though, if they can get a combination. But they want to deal with this Immortal. Ultimately, Chen just discouraging the team from coming in and pushing harder. That said, Arthas is going to be able to push up the bot lane a little bit. But this is a 5-on-4. We get the MURDA jump. It gets taunted mid-air. So Warlord's Challenge really stalling out the MURDA there. Big root coming out from Chen. And Little Beck's going to be fine. It was a little close, but they're going to be fine. Drunk Dwarf looking for some value out of these Chen clones, but not quite able to get it. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Arthas picking up this siege camp here. Slowly. In fact, slowly enough that he might actually just disengage it entirely, but seeing that all the heroes are still up here, says, okay, I got this. But here comes Chen. Chen doesn't have Storm, Earth, and Fire, so he's going to get rooted off to the side. He is going to make it onto the point quickly enough. I don't know who wins this. Well, it's going to be Arthas if Chen kicks over, and he does end up losing, so he's going to get rooted here as well. So he's popping that brew, trying to stay alive as long as possible. Kicks over the Garrosh. Garrosh throws him right back. The cleanse coming out. Stagger used, has almost no health, but the heals coming in from Rhaegar just enough to keep Chen alive to the combination of Arthas and Garrosh. And that is going to be Army of the Dead used as well. So high value there. Siege Camp will get cleaned up, so it's not going to get any push. But the Immortals are coming back up in 10 seconds. Oh, map count. Oh, gotcha. My bad. Yeah, so it shows up at the top of the screen now. I just had the wrong overlay there for a bit. So you can see Archon there has the one next to their name from their game earlier there. We're going to get thrown over the wall and stunned, but nobody close enough to follow up on it. But now he's just going to do the same thing. Just get a quick stun. Chen's going to be sitting on the Immortal for chicken nuggets, and it looks like we're going to get a bit of a fight here. There's the throw, looking for that Avatar, getting also the Ancestral. So 2 heroes down, Dragon's Arrow coming out, and Sound Barrier going to be used to allow for the disengage. But Chen's not done. He's coming in with that root, the root going out onto his clones though, and that's going to eliminate those. Raynor, however, getting taken out by the Genji. Genji using that deflect, trying to get as much as he can out of it. And the Garrosh going to fall from the Chen. They're looking possibly for Midnight Haze, but ends up using that teleport to get out of danger. And Drunk Dwarf taking all of the shots from the tower just to make sure that the Rhaegar is safe. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, the Shaman camp ultimately getting some value here. Gonna get most of the bottom fort done, but not all of it. Halftime triggered, and look at how close these are. 15.3 to 14k. So very close on the Immortal race so far. And they're in aggressive positions. So right now, anyways, Chicken Nuggets looking to burn this down. And they're going to do it very quickly. No one respects the 1v1. Absolutely virtuoso. Like, what was going on there? Shen's gonna get tossed by Garrosh. I think he's okay. He's gonna flying kick out of there. Maybe? Alright, here comes the cavalry coming in to help. The big Dragon Arrow onto 4. The swift strike out onto the Lucio forces out the sound barrier here. Army of the Dead being used as well, but now it's just the 2 tanks chasing down these the chicken nuggets, as the Immortal does lose its shield. It didn't have a ton of shield, so getting that bottom fort. All of the forts so far that have been taken out have been in favor of chicken nuggets. Looking very strong these guys are on this second map. There's the Hyperion coming out as the Immortal sitting about half health here. And Root doesn't land. Garrosh going to go ahead and throw Murden out. He jumps back in with the Stormbolt. Gets the cleanse onto Murden as the Warlord's challenge coming out, but also the Ancestral. So a lot of ultimates used so far. Stormwrath for Fire coming in does get the kill onto the Li Ming. Hanzo finishing the job, but it looks like, never mind, that's just one of his clones. Etan, however, nearly falling, does jump over the wall. His level 16's now available, checking these out. So it's going to be that stone form for Murden. Always like to check on that, especially when you've got like a Raynor to potentially, you know, consider taking that imposing presence. So just the 1 kill out of that. But the Immortal getting all the way there, almost getting the keep. Garrosh right here. Murden has the assist pings, or that was probably Garrosh's team calling for the assist pings, but ultimately Murden able to make his way onto his mount. Just want to shout out the Cloud9 mount, original winners of BlizzCon, I think 2015? 14? 15, right? 15. It's got to be 15 because it's been 4 years. We see the danger pings, although nobody's there yet. There's the Garrosh taking all this damage, but he's going to throw the Chen big Dragon Arrow out, and that's going to be Genji finishing off Garrosh. The keep rather goes down, but it's not going to help Chen as he is going to be taken out here. That said, Arthas in a dangerous place here is going to get stunned. Sound Barrier coming in from Lucio, helping to keep Arthas alive. And Avatar having to be used there by Murden, as he was very close to falling as well, but he's going back in, gets the stun out onto Lucio. Can they get the follow-up? Just not quite. The Root having is coming in onto the Shimada brothers. And we might see a disengage call at this point. Both teams looking like they'll head to their own half of the map on the Immortals to get this race begun. A little bit late, though, for Archon. A little bit behind on this. They only get a couple thousand damage on that. They did buff him. A couple of different things. Probably the most important is that they baked the level 7 talent into Raynor's ace in the hole. So now he just gets a slow on his give him some pepper. Or give him some pepper, yeah. He also got a 25% upgrade on his exterminator on both halves of that. Arthas there very far forward. Oh, the throw, the ally throw, causing Chen to just do a big kick right into the wrong place for him here. Might get stunned. It's actually MURDA that gets stunned. The cleanse coming out. Ancestral going out onto Genji to keep him high. However, Li Ming getting very low from the Chen clones is going to force Chen to come back, as the Sun Barrier is going to keep her alive. And Chen all done with that now. But the Immortal nearly complete. Just a few more shots will complete the objective in favor of Chicken Nuggets. Chen, however, might end up finding himself a free ticket to the graveyard. And I think that was a good potential for them to just kind of let that go. But Honest Abe is diving right back in with that Avatar. And, I mean, they got a nearly full health and shield Immortal, but I don't know. I think losing both of your frontliners in that case was a tough call. Like, Chen was dead. I don't think that there was a single thing MURDA had any hope to do by jumping in on that. Here we go. They didn't chase down the MURDA. You know, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you just don't. MURDA has like 60 health, but he gets away. But this Immortal just might get the top keep anyway, because it had enough of a shield, and it does in fact. So the well's still available, so at least they have the tap. But right now, full control of this map has been in favor Chicken Nuggets. And can I just say, after, you know, saying Chicken Nuggets for the last hour and 20 minutes, I really want some Chicken Nuggets. All right, so chat, favorite place for Chicken Nuggets? Go. What do you think? What is your favorite place? All right, MURDA's gonna get thrown in. Holy cow, so much damage. Without that cleanse, MURDA dies. Great play by the Rhaegar there. August recognizing the danger that MURDA was in. Even though he's a big beefy tank. Bot lane, though, with this siege camp is going to be a threat very soon. So, you know, Chicken Nuggets can kind of just play this a little bit safely here. Chen, however, going to get taunted, does have the stagger, but is not going to be able to get the Storm with the fire off. 5-man Dragon Arrow, for what that's worth. Oh, you know what? This siege camp is probably just going to get cleared out anyways, right? Because it's got the lane pressed up from the Shaman camp, so it's fine. They're good. What part of the chicken is the nuggets? That's a good question. All of it, I think. Like, isn't it pretty much just all just ground up chicken? All right, so bottom fort, 20 minutes and 20 seconds roughly into the game for the first fort for Archon, but they're actually making their way up to the second one now. Or they might even be looking for the Genji. 18 seconds until Chen. So this is the opportunity for Archon to get in their burn. It's been a while since they've really had, you know, an immortal threat. And they're going to be able to burn this through pretty quickly. Vernon coming in, trying to stall things out a little bit. Has to be careful, though. Like, Garrosh, like, with that throw toss, can pretty much just kill anybody, including the Murden. But with the level 20 here, has that hardened armor. Is going to get 75 armor for 4 seconds. And keeps him pretty healthy, especially making use of the Avatar. So they did get out the Sound Barrier and Army of the Dead. And Chicken Nuggets now can play this pretty patiently. They have all the map pressure, so they can go back and forth between offensive and defensive positions here. depending on what is appropriate for them. There's the Unstoppable from Garrosh. That's a 40 or so second cooldown there. And let's keep an eye out here. We've got Hanzo working on this Immortal. So far by himself. Murden's going to get thrown in. Dwarf tosses right back out. But it's going to be Tythel here getting the Swift Strike. Chen diving in. There's the Storm, Earth, and Fire. Raynor going to be taken out. Oh my goodness, the Dragon Arrow with the Chen follow-up. Lucio going to fall. JTR surrounded by so many bodies. Has a big taunt, but it did not matter. Drunk Dwarf falling a little bit low on... never mind, I get baited on those stupid Chen clones so many times. And they're going to just make their way onto the core. They got 3 kills. It's only Arthas and Li Ming. But that said, I mean, if Li Ming gets the right positioning and gets a kill here, 3 health on the Murden. She's gonna start popping off with the resets. Can she get anything out of it? I don't know. Rhaegar was very low, but 50% on the core, and Arthas might get the Houdini. Does get the resets. They're just destroying it. 7%, 2%. Oh my god, so close. Chicken nuggets coming in. Genji finishing the core just barely. And that is a photo finish. Genji had almost no health, uses the X strike to jump away from the Arthas, finishing off the keep. I'm sorry, finishing off the core for the victory. Whew! What a way to end that game. Absolutely bonkers. And you know, the kill count was actually in favor of Archon because of those 4 kills at the end. Prior to that, of course, it was 8-11. Still, not that much of a difference. It didn't feel like that. That game was largely controlled by chicken nuggets, especially Drunk Dwarf. I mean, following up on the stuns from Murden, following up on the Dragon Arrow from Hanzo, and able to get kills with that Storm, Earth, and Fire, popping off onto the Li Ming, popping off onto the Lucio, popping off onto the Raynor, always finding and harassing that backline caused so many problems for Archon. So we'll see. I mean, this is the number 4 and number 5 team. If you're, statistically speaking, if you're going to see an upset, this would be the place to do it. Both teams have had a very strong game. What do we see out of game number 3? I don't know. We'll find out in a few minutes. We'll come back and see what we're going to get out of these 2 teams. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Impressive, Archer. But you'll need to do better than that.
You have no idea what I am capable of.
Good. Because you must be ready for anything. You show promise, Hanzo. Well done. But greater challenges still await us.
I believe we are ready.
It's time to find out.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Oh, gotta tell him I'm ready. Game number 3 coming up between Archon and Chicken Nuggets. We just saw a thrilling finish on Battlefield of Eternity. Absolutely crazy to watch that. Let's take a quick peek at where we've been, where we're going, what we're doing. At the beginning of this 3-game set, Archon taking the victory on Dragonshire, the selection of Chicken Nuggets. We just saw Battlefield of Eternity with Chicken Nuggets returning the favor, which was Archon's pick on Battlefield of Eternity. Now we're going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. This one's selected by Chicken Nuggets. And our bans tonight, just so you're aware, Archon banned out the Alterac Pass and Brax's Holdout, and Chicken Nuggets banned out the Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm sorry, Infernal Shrines and Sky Temple. And you know what? Hey, look at that. We got to connect 4. All in the mid row, too. All of them, all red, up in the top row. It's like blue team was almost there, but they needed Cursed Hollow. So there you go. But we're in our draft, so let's go ahead and hop over here and take a look here. Returning to the beginning of the series here, back when first pick was last in the hands of Archon. We do have the Cho ban. We've got the Ana ban. Originally in the first set, it was Zeratul. It's going to be Junkrat coming back into play. Oriole is available now, so that was banned out in the first game, but Johanna and Deathwing going to be the picks for Chicken Nuggets. Junkrat was pretty solid for them in game number 1, so I'm not really surprised to see it. We're going to see the Mal'Ganis coming out alongside the Hanzo. So a bit of a change up there for Honest Abe, changing over to Mal'Ganis from the Murden. We've seen that Murden for the last couple of games. Midnight Haze returning to the Junkrat from game number 1. We're also going to get that Stukov that was banned in game number 1. It's going to be paired with the Garrosh. And you know what? If they can get some of those combination throw kill combos that they had early in game number 2, they can make this work. Rainer going to be the 3rd and final ban coming out from Chicken Nuggets. Just throwing pens all around here. So wait, Murder, are we on like the big screen? Is that what we're doing? Are we on the TV screen with the PS4? Is that how this works? Coming at you in basically HD? Oh, I guess I think we're in 720. I think that's what I have this set to. Ragnaros going to be the last ban of the night. All right, what do we got with this Mal'Ganis? So we could have the Dragon Arrow as the setup, or I guess the follow-up for the sleep. We're gonna see any other heroes that'll lock down. Could we see like a Jaina potentially? I don't really feel like that's gonna be in Etan's priority, right? He was playing. They're not even gonna show Etan's pick here. So played the Genji, played the Maiev. So is it gonna be the Zeratul? Could it be this? Zeratul's got decent wave clear. So does Hanzo at 4. Only the biggest screens, right? Right? That's so good. So we're going to see Greymane. Greymane making his way into the match for the first time tonight, and Fatal Rampage is going to pick the Malthael. All right, so as mentioned, quick blow up onto literally anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. Throw, stun, curse bullet, last rites. All of a sudden, Malthael by level 13 has 5 stacks of last rites or whatever. And here it is. Etan, what's it gonna be? I just want to see the Zeratul because of the first ban. That's the only reason I think it's Zeratul. It's not. It's Kira. Interesting pick. That is a ballsy pick too. I think it is. All right, let's get our vote on, shall we? All right. Poll has been started. Hit the drop down at the top of your chat. Select the team that you think is going to win or the team that you just want to win. And select the vote button. Make sure you hit the vote button so that we can tally your votes. And you know what? If you're in Iowa, we'll let you know tomorrow. Coming in onto Tomb of the Spider Queen. And I mean, I gotta say, like, I think I like Archon's draft more. We'll see if it turns out. All right, let's introduce the winners of the last game here. Chicken Nuggets sending us to the game 3. We got Honest Abe playing the Mal'Ganis, Drunk Dwarf on the Leoric, August on the Anduin, Etan playing the Kira, and Houdini on the Hanzo. Meanwhile, on the left, it's gonna be Archon, Midnight Haze back onto the Junkrat. We got Little Bex on the Stukov, Tythel playing the Greymane, Fatal Rampage on Malthael, and JTR gonna be playing that Garrosh once again. Is there a... No, okay, just checking. I turn off the chat just so that we can't see pop-ups. Sometimes, like, chat channels show up, somebody says something in chat, so, you know, gotta be mindful of that. Garrosh is gonna throw the Mal'Ganis there. Oh, we get a little bit of a slow connection there for a moment. Hopefully that goes away. Etan falling very low. Oh my god, it's rubber banding so hard. Well, we did see the Mal'Ganis kill, kind of. Not entirely sure what happened there. I wonder if I can... Is it F? Is it R? I don't remember what the connection combination of hotkeys is to see what server we're on and all that good stuff. But that's okay. Should be fine. We got that out of the way. 50-50 on the votes. We will see. I don't remember what vote number 2 was about. Who we thought was going to win that one, chat. So I don't know if we're still batting 1,000 or not, because I don't recall checking on that one. The throw out onto Kira. She's going to get the silence, and it's going to be second kill of the game here for Archon. And I think that's what we're going to see from the Kira. I think that the Kira has a very dangerous game to play here. And I'm not sure. I would love some feedback from you guys and see what your thoughts are. Like, maybe I'm just unnecessarily concerned about this. Maybe the Kira's an easy pick into this, but it just feels like it's dangerous. All right, so Kira's gonna rotate down to help out with the Malthael here, coming in behind. Malthael, of course, doesn't have any unstoppable like the Leoric, but apparently must have been absolutely just great timing, because I think that the revolving swoop was coming out when Malthael used that Wraith Strike to get right out of danger. And it looks like Stukov and Greymane gonna make their way over to the camp, get this bruiser camp started. 18 gems so far. There's Kira getting thrown at the tower with a leap of faith coming in from August, keeping the Kira nice and safe. if they kill bot more than once. Fair enough. There's the throw. Etan gonna use that revolving sweep. Is going to go a full round almost. But the stun from Garrosh, there's the grappling hook. Etan making it out with all of 60 health. I'm gonna go ahead and tap. 18 gems turned in for Archon so far, 34 for Chicken Nuggets, as Archon officially has enough for their turn here. Garrosh gonna pop that unstoppable, gonna break that revolving sweep, then throw Kira into it. But Felclaw's coming in, gonna get the stun, but it doesn't matter. Greymane making his way up, gets the kill onto Kira. And Leo doesn't have basically any health at this point, or mana, so he's gonna have to tap. Bruiser Camp making its way to the wall, but not likely to get any actual damage on it. Both teams officially have enough for turn, and Mal'Ganis this time going to be the one to get thrown in. The sleep preventing Mal'Ganis from being able to use that Night Rush, and by the time he's able to get that, it's just too late. Greymane getting that kill. Anduin might even be the next target here. There's the unstoppable, Indomitable used by Garrosh, but it's actually Chicken Nuggets who's able to get that turn in. And everybody's back. Mal'Ganis is coming onto the map here. He will make his way just slightly ahead of the Web Weavers. Garrosh gets a stun onto the Hanzo, looking for the Hanzo, but all the minions getting in the way, and we get a pause here, so we'll come back to that in just a second. All right, and it sounds like there was a bit of a pause in somebody's connection there, so nothing major. Looks like it's all set up and ready to go. And the Web Weavers on their way. Top lane left alone here. We got Malthael and Leoric duking it out in the bot lane. And we're gonna get paused again. It sounds like I'm not the only one that was having some connections here. I don't know. Anybody know the command to check what server you're on? I'm just wondering if there might be a server thing. Well, one team's ready. They say they're ready. It looks like the other team's ready. All right. So, now I think those were both from the same team, so I don't think that they can pause anymore. Top lane already getting that tower down though, and but mid lane has been cleared out, as has bot lane. So this is where the brawl is going to take place. 4-on-4. Leoric is in the mid lane, about a half a level behind so far for Chicken Nuggets here. So even with the power of the Web Weavers, still going to be behind. Now almost a full level. Leoric getting a little bit behind on this Malthael on the XP. Let's actually take a look at those XP totals here. So minions now about 500 down. Merc camps, mostly it looks like it's in those hero kills. The 4 kills so far that Archon has been able to pick up. And check it out. We got bush assistance on both sides. Mal'Ganis might stall this out. Yeah, he is. Only need 2 more. So both of these gem turn-in points are Control Alt F. There we go. I was trying Shift. I thought for sure it was Shift. So we are on a central server, so it's not that. So I don't know. All right, level 10's available here for Archon. And very similar to what we saw earlier, as expected. Only newcomer to the show here is going to be that massive shove. And there goes the Web Weavers, and this is great timing here for Archon, especially since they didn't lose any gems from their heroes. Getting all the way to level 10 and now getting the Web Weavers coming out gives them a big advantage. Yikes. Control Alt Delete, thanks Cubico. August gonna get caught there. Night Rush used from Mal'Ganis, but just not quite able to get the sleep out there. So once again, a few more gems being left on the table for Chicken Nuggets. Wall is down, so now Garrosh could potentially walk in and get one of these. They don't have the stun, but they did have the Junkrat root. Although it looks like Junkrat just dropped that elsewhere up top here. Has the Chattering Teeth looking for the Kira. And there's the throw onto the Mal'Ganis. Big stun. Dragon Arrow coming out into the full group here. Midnight Haze having to use that concussion mine to get away. The light bomb coming out on the Mal'Ganis with that Night Rush. He's going to get shoved right back. And the game pausing and rubber band. This game tonight. Yikes, guys. Lyrics going to get the Entomb. Only going to catch his own Mal'Ganis. And there's the Unstoppable. The Warlord's Challenge coming out. I'm sorry. The Indomitable coming out from Garrosh. Stopping Kira in her tracks. Making sure she cannot continue to push on this. Camp here being looked at by Chicken Nuggets. But I think they were looking to see that they have enough gems to turn in. And they really don't want to get a double turn in here, right? I mean, they already lost mid-fort. So the camp is going to help to protect that if they should get another turn in. Leoric has 23 gems down here. Malthael 25, so a lot of gems in the bot there. However, Mal'Ganis does get the stall, but I mean, really just for a few seconds, as now there's nobody up in the top lane to prevent the stall. He didn't have a whole lot of gems, but he had enough. But the rotation getting the Malthael, and that's actually a significant loss, as Stukov not quite able to get there. Not sure if he got any of the gems. It didn't look like it. But the throw onto the Junkrat trap, and that's what I was mentioning earlier. Able to get that lockdown here. Leoric does get the drain life, but it's not going to matter. 24 gems on the ground here, and Anduin going for him. Hanzo as well going to fall, and that's a quad kill in favor of Archon. They've got enough gems for a turn-in, and looks like they're gonna go ahead and start the siege camp to get that pressuring along with this Web Weaver. They also have a little bit of value in the mid lane. I mean, it's really mostly on the other side though, so it's probably not gonna provide anything significant there. I hate things in this game that you can't interact with, but that's like all of the new things that are getting added. Like Kira's revolving sweep, is that what you're talking about? That kind of thing? Oh, you and the Chattering Teeth, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Riptire coming out. Who's it going for? Looking for the Hanzo. It's already fairly low. Has to blow it off early there. Not able to get any damage out onto the heroes, but in the bot lane, the Siege Camp and the Web Weaver are all but certainly gonna get this. Anduin being caught out there by the, presumably by the Garrosh. Because there were just blue shirts there. I can't imagine that was a team decision. Alright, top lane. Keep wall down, making their way onto the keep itself. Garrosh all the way around behind. Does not care. And you see, Chicken Nuggets is like, can we kill him, please? Like, he's right here. Let's get him. Light bomb going out onto Mal'Ganis isn't going to connect, though. The keep's so very low. But it's not going to be enough to go down. Leoric getting the Entomb here. Greymane dives right on out. Silence coming out as well. Revolving sweep onto Fatal Rampage. Could Malthael fall? They do get the kill there. Carrion Swarm coming out as well from the Mal'Ganis. He's looking for the sleep on Greymane. Gets it. Can they follow up? The Chastise going to hit the Greymane, but it's just not enough. Even with that into the fray, throwing him out. Garrosh going to throw the Mal'Ganis away and use his Unstoppable, but the Dragon Arrow coming in, locking down the Hanzo. I'm sorry, the Garrosh from the Hanzo, getting that kill. And the Riptire, yikes! The Riptire going out forced Junkrat to stand still long enough that the team just walked up and said, all right, let's get ourselves a kill. And so now Chicken Nuggets coming in with a quad kill of their own, working on the boss. They don't have any gems, right? They got the one turn in. Haven't seen a single fort down, but with this boss, they can push, and at the very least, I think that they can get the fort down now. BenJet1, thanks for the follow. appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the cast. Houdini like team? Hello? Alright, so they're not going to support the boss because the full team is back available and has their level 16. So they don't want to give Garrosh the opportunity to catch someone, throw him over a wall, get him killed, that kind of thing. They do get the top fort though, and 43 out of 55 gems here. So definitely have enough to make a big dent in what they need. Not quite enough to actually pick the whole thing up, but they will have that soon if they can get the turn in. That's really the key here. Sorry, I wasn't quite centered where I wanted to be for that. You see the danger pings calling out, being mindful, as Little Beck's trying to turn 20 in. The Dragon Arrow coming in. This could be just a dead Stukov, but the Concussion Mine throwing Mal'Ganis back doesn't matter. We do see that massive shove coming out, but there's no way. He was already on the wrong side. That said, Drunkdorf was getting pretty low here as well. Malthael suddenly finding himself in a sea of red shirts. And now, with that double kill here, we could see Chicken Nuggets getting their turn in. It's looking fairly likely. Junkrat can stall this out pretty decently, but he's at a little bit of a risky place there to do so. That said, Honest Abe pushing back the full team there into the base. That's going to give now the red team, the Chicken Nuggets, the opportunity to get started with their Web Weavers. The lanes are relatively pushed against them, especially top lane here. Maybe, nah, I was going to say maybe E10 can get here quickly enough that the Web Weaver will start a little bit farther forward, but it's just not. And it's going to take forever to get anywhere that it can get structure damage. Leoric coming in, has that ominous Wraith, gets tons of time that he can move around in ghosty form. Mal'Ganis right out in front does get the, well, baits out that cleanse from Malthael, but a huge Dragon Arrow into the Entomb is going to lock down the Malthael. That's another kill on the Malthael. Garrosh going to throw the Mal'Ganis in the big Warlord's Challenge. Garrosh, however, fully dotted up. Can he survive? No! Hanzo with the long-range Stormbow, taking him out. Mal'Ganis, however, fallen to the towers earlier. So, still a 2-for-1 trade. And the Web Weavers are getting value still in top lane. They'll continue to push at least a little bit. And with the fort down, it looks like we're going to see Chicken Nuggets rotating down into the bot lane, wanting to get the wall down, maybe get some towers down. They don't have any more minions, though, so they have to be a little bit careful about their positioning and who's taking those tower shots. Web Weaver up in the top does manage to get the full wall and the well up here. So pretty decent value out of those Web Weavers, even losing the Mal'Ganis, getting those kills. Ultimately evening out the total number of structures, even though this one's really low. Anybody getting close to that and that thing's falling over. It's time on our boss here, minute and a half basically. So not a ton to do other than gather XP, which is very slightly in favor of Archon here. All the XP is approaching their side of the map, so I think it's likely they'll pick up 20s, 30 seconds ahead or so of Chicken Nuggets. Question is, can they do anything with it? There aren't any camps available. The boss isn't available. 45 seconds, 40 seconds on the Bruiser camps. But right now, Chicken Nuggets is the one picking up all the XP here, pushing the lanes in a little bit more. Leoric up in the top lane doing so. The rest of the team starting off in the mid, but they're going to keep this going. They've got the top lane wall down, and they're on an aggressive side of the map here. So here comes the Riptire. We saw a lot of value out of Riptires earlier, but Junkrat is going to be in the Entomb. Going to get thrown away, so Midnight Haze barely able to make it out. I don't know that Little Bex is. Oh, it just does look like it. The dot damage just not quite enough to overcome Stukov there. The Carrion Swarm being used alongside the Leap of Faith, but Malthael in the backline looking for some last rites kills is going to secure one onto the Mal'Ganis. And we got Chicken Nuggets in full retreat. Both teams have their level 20s here. Kira, however, going to get thrown and obliterated. coming up soon is the boss. And Archon, you know, they got Junkrat who does half damage to structures. They got Malthael that does essentially no damage to structures. So this is a great play by them. They're gonna be able to knock out this keep, and they have enough for turn-in. I mean, turn-in here with the boss. I was gonna say they need to wait for just a second so that the web weavers and the boss are timed in their positioning, but I don't know. 20 seconds on Mal'Ganis, 25 seconds on the Kira. Guys, I think this is checkmate. Everyone say thank you, JTR, right? All right, here comes the boss. They do trigger it, so it'll be meeting up with the web weaver here in just a moment. The web weaver will be there first, and I like the patient play there. They had no reason to pick it up any earlier. There was no threat from anyone from Chicken Nuggets, but now the boss and the web weaver, look at this. They are exactly together, getting so much damage. The boss isn't losing half of its health first. Garrosh getting the throw onto Mal'Ganis here is going to get the taunt as well, and that's going to be a last rites kill onto, I think at least, onto Mal'Ganis as well. Kira going to try to get out here. Greymane going to get the kill, and Malthael looking for something along with the Junkrat Riptire. And with a boss on the core, web weavers coming in, they do get the kill onto Malthael. He's coming back here with no one can stop death. Massive shove pushing the Leoric into the graveyard, but this core is just dropping so quickly, and the boss is at half health. Ladies and gentlemen, Archon gonna find themselves moving on to the semifinals of the Heroic Division. Alrighty, let's get that point over to them. Alright, so 16 kills to 11. That comp really worked in favor of Archon there. Show off these level 20 talents here for a moment while we wait to see if we get somebody coming in for an interview. In the meantime, let's take a look at that bracket here. So updated now with taking the 2-1 victory here. Archon will advance to face off against the #1 team, Perfect Gems. Down in the bottom half of the bracket, Anti-Clown Association and Regen will be facing off next week. And it's important to note that for this next round, these are going to be best of 5s. The semifinals and the finals for Heroic and Debay are 5-game sets. So these are going to be longer, more intense. We're going to get almost all of the maps either banned or played. So going to be an interesting set. But this was a fantastic series to watch. I mean, these were games that both of these teams were very similar. A little bit back and forth, but ultimately game 3 going over to Archon. It looks like we are now joined by Tythel. Am I saying that right, by the way, Tythel?
Tythel, you're probably one of the only people that have ever gotten that right.
Nailed it! Love it!
It's actually kind of a meme on our team. I go by anything that starts with a T, honestly.
Fair enough. Well, welcome. Congratulations on your victory. You know,
thank you.
So great job on that. It's been a fantastic series to watch, as you probably heard when you came in.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's start with that. So how are you guys feeling after your win? What does this mean? How do you feel after the season? Let's start with that.
Okay, we'll start. So we feel good about winning. We knew that going into it was going to be kind of competitive. We probably thought we kind of got a little bit too behind on game 1, or game 2, which kind of ultimately made us not lose or made us lose the game. But we brought it back on the 3rd game. Feels really good. So I think we're at 4th place now. I think we're tied for 4th place with another team. So we'll
you
see
guys,
how that goes.
So you're not tied. So you know, you're in the playoffs here, right? So
Right.
your score at the end of the season did put you just slightly ahead of Chicken Nuggets. So you guys were 4th, they were 5th. I was just trying to find the standings. I don't know why because I pulled up the team. That's why instead of the division. It's like the standings aren't showing. No, you guys had 18 points. Chicken Nuggets had 17. So, and then
Nice.
Regen just ahead of you with 20.
Yeah, so we feel good about that. We went back to our roots on our 3rd game, so.
Yeah, for sure. And so I was just pulling up here your guys' history. When you last played them, it was a 2-1 victory for you guys as well. Was that a similar series? Was it a very back and forth, strong team fights kind of thing?
The first game was competitive, but then they kind of pulled a chokeall on us, and then we just kind of played around it, and it ended up working up with our favor. So we were able to like counteract that. So that's why we were able to 2-0 them there. So we didn't know how much practice they got, so we just banned it out and didn't want to deal with it.
Sure. I mean, that definitely makes a lot of sense, especially with Cho'Gall's buffs, recently.
They won't stop buffing him.
It's absolutely bonkers. It's like somebody sent a note to Blizzard and said, hey, listen, guys, I know that you have a reduced staff, but would you just go ahead and make Cho'Gall a relevant hero, because you're never going to do anything to him again in the future anyways.
And the 2 people are like, yeah, okay, let's do that.
Right? Yeah, that seems like a great, you know what, Deathwing, so why not, right? Put in another beefy hero that's overpowered.
Yep, for sure.
So, all right. So let's start off here, because we got as much time as you want to hang out. Dragonshire at the beginning here. That was amazingly back and forth. It was so that was, I think, the closest game of the series was the first one. Usually it's the third one, but in this case it was the first one. I think so too. Both teams had the opportunity. I specifically want to call out Midnight Haze for the epic defense at the bottom keep.
Yeah, we were like, all right, we were talking about that. We were like, all right, so you're like literally the only one that needs to be alive for this. And he's like, I got another. They're getting back. Yeah, dude, it felt really good. Like, he saved the game. Definitely MVP there.
That was absolutely just bonkers. Like, I'm sitting there watching this. Junkrat's the only one left alive. They're making their way to the keep, and I'm like, all right, I think that's game. Like, they can do this. They can get the. Oh no, they can't. Just Control Alt Delete the entire team. Like,
for
holy
sure,
cow.
dude.
So this is
Loved it.
This is really fun to watch the heroic setup too, because we get to see like the Arthas going into the Q build, which until recently I don't think was much of a
definitely
thing.
regret taking the Raynor level 1 for the slows. We were kind of trying to do the combo with Arthas, the slow with the ace in the hole, but it didn't quite work out, which kind of ended up us just getting behind and further. We could never win the race or the team fights for that matter.
And that was one of the things that I was kind of wondering about, because they buffed all of his level 1s across the board, but that was a big buff, the 25% increase to all the non-structure NPCs basically.
We were back and forth on it. I almost just picked the other one. I can't remember
the veteran marksman one.
Yeah, just to be like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm just going veteran marksman on that 2-lane map.
Look, I can totally see this conversation. All right, guys. So is it ace in the hole or is it exterminator? What's that? All right, got it. Veteran marksman. Let's do it.
Veteran marksman. Got it.
I can see that conversation happening.
Honestly, that's pretty much 90% how that conversation went down.
Sure. So you guys in game number 2,
think, ultimately they just had a little bit stronger team, and they just kind of took advantage of us the whole time. And really, I mean, in game number 2, Chen hard carried them. Oh my god, no. Anytime that we tried to go in, MURDA and Chen were on us, and we're like, all right, we have to come back, and he was, we were just, our engage was too deep to peel for us, so we couldn't really do anything about it. Just kept on dying. And I'm not really used to playing such a non-mobile hero, so it was kind of on me to not be so far up, I guess. I don't know. We just kind of shook it off and played our best on game 3.
I do have to say that I'm really enjoying the chat about what you mentioned earlier with the T.
Yeah, dude, it's been a ongoing thing with casters. I've been called Thistle, Tyronius. Like the last time they didn't even say a name; it was just a sound. Like I am very good. Props to you for getting it right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing typography, Tupperware, Tychus, Tetsuo. There's Tythel, there's Tarantino, Thugachu. Like, I mean, this is the best part of the interview.
It got to the point where that Thugachu, we actually played against him on Storm League. He was banning, and he only had 2 seconds left, and I freaked out because I thought it was me and I wasn't paying attention.
So game number 2 to game number 3, you guys lose game number 2. So the first thing that I want to ask about that is in that transition between those two games, which was faster than game number 1 to 2, probably just because of the switch and who was picking and all that good stuff. But was there any concern about momentum? Was there any kind of like coaches pep talk, anything like that you'd be interested and willing to share?
Honestly, all we were just like, all right, we'll just get first pick. We'll get like the top tier picks because we knew any map that they decided to take us on, we were comfortable in playing. So we had a game plan going into all the rest of the maps. And as soon as they picked that, we're like, all right, we're going to get this, and this, and we're going to do this. And then the whole time we were just like, we had clear be like, all right, we are playing for this. We are not doing this. We had to really hold ourselves back sometimes. So we were not discouraged or anything like that. No, we weren't, tilted or anything. Or we just kind of, just played our game and it worked out.
And so kind of to pivot off of that, after game 2, which was a very strong game for Chicken Nuggets, a lot of teams, you had a fair amount of similarities with game 2, like the concept, I think, of making use of the Garrosh and blowing the heroes up, which started off really well, by the way. You got some really great kills in game 2, and then it just kind of tapered off. But in game 3, I think a lot of teams would look at game 2 and say, you know what, that strategy didn't really work out for us. Maybe we look at something else. But you guys doubled down on it.
We believed in it.
Yeah.
I think it was just more stronger on the rotations and picking the heroes that we were a little bit more, and then going into what the team that they had, we felt a little bit more comfortable doing it. So, it's been tried and true. That's the stuff we've been practicing. So we're like, we don't really want to kind of experiment on the stuff that we've been kind of practicing or stuff, or take advantage of like the latest patch and be like, oh well, these guys seem strong. No, let's just stay, stick to our guns. That's essentially what it was.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Ultimately, you guys pull it off. You get the not only do you get the set, which sends you to the semifinals against Perfect Gems. Ultimately, there were some really great highlight moments in there. I gotta say the core. I know it's the game you guys lost, but the core finish on game 2 was.
We were freaking out. we thought we could do it, but I don't know. Freaking Genji having his ult
too
up,
strong.
was able to clutch it out. He did not have that. We had a chance. I feel like we could have brought it back.
I saw the 2% on the core, and since Genji had done X-Strike, he's not showing. And I'm like, they've done it. No.
Rip. Yeah,
So,
I know. We were the same way. We blew up like 4 of them in like 1 second, and then the little ninja got away from us.
The little ninja that could.
Yep.
So your next opponent's Perfect Gems. You guys lost to them 2-1 in the regular season. They're the number 1 seed. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
Honestly, I'm just sad that we can't rematch ACA. That's the matchup that I wanted. They kind of stomped on us during the preseason as well, and I told my team I wanted to face them in the finals. So all I'm saying on that one is we gotta beat them. ACA has to beat their team so we can meet them in the finals, and so we can finally run it back.
There you go. So Perfect Gems is merely the stepping stone to get you to where you want to be.
It's just kind of a minor inconvenience that we just need to push past.
Fair enough. All right. Before we do shoutouts, at the end of my cast, I like to ask, was there any particular moment, because we can talk about all kinds of things, but was there any particular moment that you wanted to highlight that we haven't talked about, that you did or the team did or that your opponents did that you think should be recognized?
I felt it was a very standard game. Like, what I really want to commend is us not getting, getting disheartened or loss of, motivation for the loss, even though we won one and we lost pretty hard on game 2, because I feel like it was pretty one-sided. I think just us keeping our heads on straight was really the best, because honestly all 3 games were pretty standard. I mean, I wish game 2 we killed that Genji and it was a big pog, but other than that, it was just, it was a pretty standard game. There's not a lot that I think that kind of stood out, except Fatal and then also, honestly, the Fatal Rampage did a phenomenal job on Rexar game 1. I feel like he was the one that carried us that time, because he constantly was holding top, being able to be safe even when they ganked him multiple times. Honestly, I think he's the reason why we're still in this series, because he played so well on game 1.
I love that you gave both a compliment and a little bit of a dig. Yeah, really great play, even though he got ganked multiple times.
No. That's what I'm saying. He got ganked multiple times and never died. That's what I'm saying. He held gotcha. The whole time.
Yeah, there were definitely some good rotations
the whole time. He kept top, even though they were looking for him. He never gave it to him. Right.
No, absolutely. And at the end of that game, too, some really good Unleash the Boars to get the roots out. I think one of them even got a kill.
It was
at the very end.
Close. It was the final kill on that Maya bottom, but she vaulted out of it. We were very sad.
That's right.
We were
she had
very
like
sad.
100 health. Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Any shout outs before we take off for the night?
I'm gonna shout out my team for JTR, Midnight Haze, Little Bex, and Fatal Rampage, keeping it together. And I'm the newest member on the team, so thank you for letting me play this season. Shout outs to our opponents, playing a really good set, and Vert in the chat, giving all the T names that you can name off.
Awesome. Well, this was actually the first time that I got to cast you guys this season. So I'm glad that I was able to pick up this cast, that you guys were patient to wait for me for the prior cast. It was an absolutely fantastic set, and thank you guys for putting on a good show, and good luck with the rest of the playoffs.
For sure. Thank you. Search for us on the playoffs so you can do it again.
You know what? My team's out of the playoffs, so I have more time available. So,
awesome.
I just might. And
awesome,
are you guys playing in other events? Anything else going on for you guys, like Dives or anything?
This is currently the only thing that we're playing. We were looking into like the NGS, ARAM, and maybe Hero League, but we'll see. It's something we're kind of taking it one step at a time. I think Heroes Lounge closed, if I'm correct in that. Right. So I don't think you can register for them. But probably not. Yeah, the NGS spam is. I'm sure that'll be quite the entertaining event. So. Yep, for sure. Awesome. Well, again, thanks for stopping by. Congratulations to your team, and good luck. Thank you. You have a good night. You too. All right, everybody. That's going to wrap us up for tonight. It's been an absolute blast. Earlier, we saw the Would Tap That versus Better Than Bots. Quite an interesting and exciting set that was. And then here, we just saw Archon take the 2-1 over Chicken Nuggets. So, you know what? It's been a blast. I really appreciate everybody stopping by here. And I'm going to go ahead and send you over to Alicia Wynn. She's playing some hats. And have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Your Valentine's Day, which is over as of 45 minutes ago for those of you on the East Coast. And we'll see you again soon.